Hi, we're B&J Productions. This is Jacob Beatles, and this is Brandon Avery, and we're a new channel starting up. We're going to talk a little bit about football, basketball, sometimes do our own movie reviews, and we're two seniors from Sundown High School, and today we're going to talk about a little bit of football. All right, starting off first, we have the new trade with Khalil Mack being traded to the Bears for 2 first-round picks, a 2nd-round pick, and a 7th-round pick, and the Oakland Raiders only had to give up Khalil Mack, a 2nd and a 6th-rounder.
Only
this? Yeah, so those first-round picks, especially if the Bears do as good as I think they're going to do, those are going to be basically almost worthless compared to what the Raiders gave up. I mean, because Khalil Mack is a monster.
But how much does he make a team better? Does he take the Bears from being an average team to being a great team?
Well, I mean, if you look at the offseason acquisitions by the Bears, I mean, they got crazy. I mean, Mitchell Trubisky is going to be the next Carson Wentz. I'm saying it now. I'm calling it here. This 4th, the Bears are going to make the playoffs. Khalil Mack is just going to make him that much better.
Jay Cutler.
Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler, you're right. Sure, he had his up and downs, but he was consistent for the Bears for the longest time. I mean, and they had
out of the playoffs.
Well, they made it a couple of times. Yeah, but Khalil Mack got a monster contract right after signing with the Bears, or right after getting traded to the Bears. About $116 million for 6 years. Incredible number. Makes him the highest defensive player of all time.
Yep.
Okay, is he worth that much money? And this is kind of the point John Gruden, the new coach of the Oakland Raiders, said, hey, we don't know how much Khalil Mack is going to be worth, and we're just going to start off. And he was like, I don't think he's worth that much. That's just my opinion. So we traded him off.
Well, in my opinion, if you're Oakland, he is not worth that much.
Okay.
Because if you're Oakland, you can get 3 or 4 stars. 3 or 4, not really stars, but you can get 3 or 4 really good defensive players with that money instead of just having Khalil Mack. So I think on Oakland's part, this is kind of a good trade, depending on what they do from now on who they try to get from now on.
Yeah, and I'm thinking it's going to be a good trade for about both of the teams because, I mean, Khalil Mack, he is a monster and he's a huge difference maker, but he's worth a lot of money. And the Bears, they have a rookie contract for the quarterback right now, so they can afford to pay him. And the same thing happened with Aaron Donald over in L.A., and he was easily worth that money too because both of those guys.
But will he have a rookie contract for 6 years? What happens when his contract is up? What if they need more receivers? Because
that's the real question here. It really is.
That is a real question.
So who knows how Khalil Mack is going to contribute to the Bears this year, but I'm hoping for a bright future in Chicago. All right.
Too.
Up next, we've got which team is going to has the best opportunity to challenge Alabama this year and contend in the playoffs and in the national championship. Brandon, do you have your team?
My team is the LSU Tigers. I really like how they played against Miami and how the defense shut down Miami. And Miami isn't, in my opinion, a blowover team.
Yeah,
they're
I
a
agree.
pretty good team. And LSU shut them down pretty good. I think LSU is a real front runner this year to not only beat Alabama but maybe win.
Yeah, as I couldn't really decide because I mean it's the first game of the season, and Alabama with Tua their quarterback. It's the first year Alabama had a quality quarterback since A.J. McCarron, and you see what Nick Saban can do with almost anybody playing quarterback. I mean, they could have me, and I'm just a sportscaster for the Sundown Roughnecks on KOVTradio.com. And Brandon's over here is a lineman, so they could use any of us as a quarterback and make us into superstars.
I mean, I'm a pretty good quarterback, too.
Yeah, okay, fine. You're no Brody Black scout team quarterback.
Because it don't rhyme.
Yeah, but I narrowed it down to 3 teams. LSU was one of the teams. I think it's awesome. Nick Brossette is the next Darius Hughes and Leonard Fournette 3.0. He had a monster game against Miami. And Miami just isn't a team you can just walk over.
Yep.
It was incredible, and they had a freshman quarterback in Joe Burrow, and he's only going to get better like most freshman quarterback.
Of course.
And then the other 2 teams I had was Notre Dame and Auburn. Notre Dame, played a really good game against Michigan. Their defense stepped up big time, and people say Michigan is overrated, which I kind of think I agree with. But I mean, Shea Patterson is an amazing quarterback, and whenever you can hold him to no touchdowns, that's incredible. And I mean, their defense is awesome. The only thing to stand in their way is they have probably the hardest schedule in all of college football, and they play Stanford September 29th, and that's going to probably be the proving point for Notre Dame this season. And then there's Auburn. Auburn always puts up a fight against Bama, no matter if they're bad, they're good. I mean, Chris Davis returning that field goal even to a touchdown and win that. Yeah, probably one of the best plays in college football history.
Maybe the best game I've ever seen.
Yeah. But I mean, Jared Stidham, Stephenville, quarterback from back in the day, he's only gone better. He's an incredible quarterback, probably one of the best quarterbacks in the SEC and maybe even in the nation. The defense held another great quarterback from Washington, Jake Browning, and almost shut him down completely. But Jake Browning's an incredible quarterback and is going to lead Washington to even better this year. I think Auburn and Washington are both really good teams, but Auburn just proved that they were better. And
I can see Washington being one of those teams that nobody really sees coming.
Mm-hmm.
Being a team that comes up, really wreaks havoc, maybe gets into the playoffs.
Yeah, I think so. Definitely. There's tons of teams, and it was hard to. I mean, the whole SEC West went undefeated the first week.
Yep.
And I mean, teams like West Virginia showed out. Will Greer, he was incredible. He had about 5 touchdowns, almost 500 yards, and he really shut down the other team West Virginia played against. And there's other teams like that. Oklahoma, Kyler Murray had an incredible game, even though he left A&M like a loser. That sounds really familiar, doesn't it, to Baker Mayfield?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Stanford's also incredible. Bryce Love is an amazing playmaker, and he's gonna put some Heisman numbers up. This week was a little slow for him. He didn't have a touchdown, not even 100 yards on the ground, but he's gonna pop back, and who knows? Hopefully, even A&M is gonna be getting there. Yeah, probably not against Clemson next week, but a guy can dream. And all right, and so next we have up in the NFL portion, which team is going to be the biggest surprise of 2018? Last year, most definitely, was the Eagles with Carson Wentz and how incredible they put up and the numbers they put up. The defense incredible, shut down almost everybody. Started off 5-0, and people were like, "Hey, is this team for real?" And they were.
I for sure didn't expect to.
Me neither. I really didn't. All right, Brandon, what is your team to expect to win?
My team this year, I think this is kind of a surprise. They've been good the last few years, but I think that this year, the Jaguars really going to win it all.
Blake Bortles the GOAT. I got a picture of Blake Bortles up here.
Blake Bortles. I have a picture of my man, Leonard Fournette. Leads me to my fantasy wins every year.
Except
and
for
I win every year.
I have Leonard Fournette this year.
Except for one. I gave him up for David Johnson, of course, and LaShawn McCoy. Because I can, and I will win with every player, anyone I want. On to Jacob.
Okay, so you think the Jacksonville Jaguars. I agree with that. I mean, the secondary is amazing. Jalen Ramsey, king of talking trash in the NFL right now, but he backs up his play, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's
For my team, it goes back to the Khalil Mack talk. I think the Bears are going to be one of the best teams in the NFC this year.
You are wrong.
Okay, I got some numbers up here. Okay,
mind.
Mitchell Trubisky, like I said earlier, is the next Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz had a fairly average year the year before in 2016, and then the Eagles got a lot more playmakers for him, and I think Mitchell Trubisky is the same way.
What playmakers have Chicago Bears gotten for Mitchell? Tell me a playmaker they have gotten for...
Allen Robinson from the Jaguars last year. He tore his ACL last year, but he was a top 5 fantasy football performer in the past 3 years, except for last year. Plus, they have Trey Burton, a tight end from the Eagles, who's going to do amazing things. Both those guys are on my fantasy team, by the way. Mutant Ninja Bortles. I also have Blake Bortles, by the way. And plus, along with Jordan Howard and Tariq Cohen, 2 incredible running backs that they can just a 2-headed dragon. Plus Taylor Gabriel, who played for the Falcons the past 3 or 4 years, and he just had incredible yards in the punt return and kick return and kind of took over that Roddy White role in Atlanta for a while. And then plus Anthony Miller, a young receiver who's going to put up some big numbers this year. They're just, the offense is surrounded with talent. Plus Mitchell Trubisky, I think he's going to take a massive step. He's 6'3", 222 pounds, about the same. Carson Wentz is 6'5", 237, so I think he's a little bit of a poor man's Carson Wentz, and hopefully Carson Wentz gets better. I'm a Cowboys fan, but it's never good to see players tear their ACL and get hurt for a while. But I mean, my third point is definitely the defense. Khalil freaking Mack. He's a monster. He's going to add so many things to this defense, the new dynamic of it. Plus Danny Trevathan, Leonard Floyd, Kyle Fuller, and Prince Amukamara. Yes, I just wanted to say his name. Maybe he will have a bigger impact, but he has an amazing name, so I had to put it on there. That defense is a monster.
Does have an amazing name.
Yeah.
Does have an amazing name.
The Bears are going to take the league by surprise this year, kind of just like the Eagles did. And the Bears have had some sad times for the past 4 years or so since Jay Cutler and Brandon Marshall and Alshon Jeffrey all basically got hurt and moved away, and it's going to be a nice change of direction for the Bears this year.
I do hope the Bears are good because, in my opinion, the Bears are worse than the Browns. Not as, skill-wise, but as in the Browns are so bad that it's funny. It's a good little joke.
Yeah,
the Bears are so mediocre that you forget that they're a team.
Hey, but
so
the
that
Browns
makes
are
the Browns better than the Bears.
The Browns are...
And I'm ready for the Bears to be good.
I'm not sure if that... your brain was... Not sure what happened with that thought right there, but I mean... Yeah, I agree. I think the Browns definitely... I mean, as much as I bashed Baker Mayfield earlier for trading on Tech, and, he couldn't even start for Tech, and I mean... Davis Webb just got cut by the Giants earlier this week, and I mean Baker Mayfield, Davis Webb, Michael Brewer were those three quarterbacks right there, and it was an amazing competition. But it's crazy to see how different Baker Mayfield went for Oklahoma, won the Heisman, drafted number 1, left some salty Tech fans out there, and I mean I got one right here
Very
too.
Salty.
Mm-hmm. And so, but I think he's an incredible talent. I'm hoping. He's not the next Johnny Manziel 2.0.
He will be the next Johnny Manziel 2.0.
Okay, we got to hear from Brandon Avery. Baker Mayfield.
He's worse than Johnny Manziel.
Johnny Manziel 2.0, but...
Daddy's Boy 2.0. Daddy's Money 2.0.
Okay, but I mean, they have lots of talent. Jarvis Landry joined the team. Josh Gordon is back. Jabril Peppers on the defense. Myles Garrett. He's going to be one of the biggest playmakers this year, I think.
Have him on my fantasy team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I think the Browns and the Bears, and I don't know who else could be major talent. The Jacksonville, I 100% agree on. Leonard Fournette's a monster. Blake Bortles is only getting better. Even though people attacked him in the past, I think he really had... a thing I've heard is how quarterbacks should only be asked to do what they can do. And Blake Bortles does what he can do to a high exceptional level that it's going to be good for him and good for the team.
Except for when he throws interceptions.
Yes. He has several interceptions that were returned for touchdowns.
Yes.
But, I mean, let's leave that in the past and let's hope for a great future for Blake Bortles and the Jaguars, and even better one for the Bears.
Bring down Leonard Fournette.
Yeah. He's very biased for Leonard Fournette. He loves him.
I do love him.
All right.
No homo.
Oh, wow. Getting right there. All right. So this was B&J Productions Day 1 for our football talk. Signing off, here is Jacob Beatles and Brandon Avery. God bless. Have a wonderful week. We will talk to you Thursday.